Hey, guten Tag. It's Earl again, and I just wanted to comment on a question which a person asked me several months ago, but it's I haven't been able to respond to it the way I would wanted to because very recently I've been very busy. You know, I've gotten 2 jobs now. I bought a 1993 Jeep Cherokee, which I will be doing a video on for those of you who like off-roading. So I've been very busy, but I really wanted to address this question because it's very important and it's fundamental um, to the way society works. And it just, it illuminates everything. It sweeps all of the dust off the table, and you can just see life for what it is. I can't define life, but at least I can show you what life is like. So, let me read you this person's question. I wish more people were selfless, and even when they are, I'm convinced it is only to make them feel better about being so selfish the rest of the time. It is like somehow putting a coin in a pot will make up for all the inequalities that are going on. What's your take on this? Well, addressing the question, well, first, let me just go ahead and say I'm a theist, I'm Christian, I believe in intelligent design. Just go ahead and put that bias out of the way so we can talk about things that are important. So, it's like he's saying, what's one small act of selflessness going to do to impact a huge list of selfishness in one person's life? And the answer actually, ironically, is found in mathematics, and I can back up what I am saying here. So, let's say I have a coin, and on this coin, there's heads and there's tails. Simple penny. So I flip this coin, and just for the sake of flipping it, I've already done this chart. So, let's say I flip it 5 times. Now, if I flip and I get a heads would be a 1. The tails would be a 0. There's nothing else you can get, right? 1 or 0. So, if I flip it 5 times, let's say I get a tails first. So, according to this graph, I'm still at 0. I've got 0 heads. So, I flip it again, and I get heads. So, lo and behold, I have a tails and I have a heads. So it equals out. The ratio is 1/2 of the time I have heads. And then I just keep going and going and going. And each time uh, the line graph goes in a different direction. Say, if I get 5 heads in a row and then I get a tails, each time it goes and changes direction up or down towards 1 or 0. Um, the distance that it goes down or up halves. See what I mean? You'd have to look at this graph I drew, if you can see it. This was actually me in real time. When I wanted to make this video, I actually flipped coins. Now, you might ask me, what does this have to do with the question? Just hold on a minute, I'm getting there. So, each time you flip this coin, it just halves, and pretty soon, you'd have to flip a coin thousands of times to get it even close to 1. In other words, it's impossible to have either totally 1 or totally 0. It's just totally impossible. You can't have 1,000 coin flips of all tails. It's just impossible. The more you flip it, the more inconceivable it becomes to have a perfect 1 or a perfect 0, regardless of what you're going for. So, now let me illustrate to you what usually happens in these kinds of graphs. This is actually a mathematic um, graph. It has been studied, and very, very, very well, I should say. This is there are three outcomes that these graphs usually have. One is they go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and eventually they just go into the center like 0.5. And then there's so many coin flips, it can't go back up very much, and it can't go back down very much. Then, number two is up, down, up, down, up, down, and then it goes slightly up. And then it just stays a little bit farther up. It's like, once it picks that one spot, after a certain amount of coin flips, it just stays there in a line. And it just basically dwindles down to a straight line. And the third one is, is this. The same thing, except it goes down towards 0. And it could rest at any point between 1 and 0. Really, these three outcomes are very generalized. But for the sake of what I'm saying, this is what it would look like. So you got the middle of the road, the right, and the left, basically. I'm being political there. But now, what it has to do with the question. Selflessness is 1. Selfishness is 0. You see where I'm going? Clicks now, right? Ding! Light bulb comes on. So, let's take this nifty little graph and flip it. And what do we have? A very predictable account of ethics. Don't think about it that way. Most people, if I study mathematics, ethics aren't really my field. But luckily, I had an awesome math teacher. So, what I'm saying is, if a person does something selfish, he's a 0. He's a loser. If a person does something selfless, he's a 1. As in, he is all-star. He is an A++. Give that guy a medal, he is selfless. But, as we all know, humans aren't perfect. Nobody is perfect, except Jesus. That's over there somewhere. I left that back there at the door. So, no human being is perfect. So therefore, at some point, somebody is going to get a tails. But the thing is, this is how I answer the question. There are so many people, and history has gone on for so long, that it would take every single person on this planet, every ounce of their selflessness, all of their life, 24/7, to even make a dent. To even make a dent in the amount of wrongdoing that's gone on in this world. And no, I cannot calculate that. In order to calculate that, I would have to have computer technology that doesn't exist. I mean, mathematic computations are impossible at this time. It would take me my entire lifetime to go back, probably 300 years. I would have to take into account every event in history, in every place, in every time. And I would have to graph it all according to what's selfless and what's selfish. So obviously it doesn't work. But we have reached a plateau. And this plateau is just not going to move. It can't move because nobody's perfect, So yeah, somebody might drop a coin in the coin jar. And then they might go steal something. But you know what? No matter how much good we do in this world, there is no way we can justify all the evil that is going on. No matter how much evil we do, there's no way we can put a dent in how much good has been done. In other words, we're in the gray area. We're not black or white. We're in the gray area. right now. And we're just stuck in a rut. And I understand what your question is. It was very poignant. Um, you know, it's like somehow putting a coin in a pot will make up for all the inequalities that are going on. Well, the fact is, and this is reality, and I hate it, and I know that you do too. I absolutely hate this. There is no way me doing everything right would ever make a dent. Ever. Because how much wrong? 6 million people, 6 million Jewish people were murdered for no reason whatsoever. All of their possessions were stolen. Their land, their money, their name, their reputation, everything was gone. Because of hatred, because of selfishness. This man, Hitler, did not want these people to exist because he just didn't like them. He didn't think that they were good. So he murdered them. All of them. Because he is the one that justified it. And, you know, giving up my life to do the right thing, that's just one human life. You know. Basically what I'm saying is this. So much is going on. So many bad things, so many good things. No matter what we do, it's almost like it's pointless. But it's not. The problem is the the value of human life has gone down. People do not value human life anymore. It's not about someone doing the right thing. It's about, you know, what's expendable. Is this guy expendable? Okay, cool. Let's give him a bomb. He can go blow up a bus. I mean, that's a generalization, but it's true. And you know, it bothers me, and I'm sure it bothers you too. I'm sure I'm going to get all kinds of hate mail for this. Not really. I don't get that many views. But someday, somewhere, I'm going to get somebody who really doesn't like me because of this. But you know what? Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Life is a series of choices, and no matter what we do, there's not much we can do. So I say, let's just be happy where we are. And as for me, I try to make my life inspirational to other people, so that in inspiring other people, I will be remembered, and in being remembered, I will make an impact throughout history. 500 years from now, I hope to have my name remembered for something truly awesomely good that I did. One awesome good thing in my lifetime. And, then I'll go away. But you know what? Maybe someday I might make a dent because of the good deeds I've done to inspire others. Things like people like Martin Luther King Jr. Let's see. John F. Kennedy. He was a pretty good one. Civil rights. Things like that. Things that people will be remembered for. 500 years from now, people are going to remember George Washington. They're going to remember all of those people who gave their lives, who gave everything they had to do the right thing. Because they inspired. They are inspirational. And I think that when it comes down to it, there's no way to win. So the best thing to do is just not play. And in doing that, maybe we'll inspire others. Anyway, hope I answered your question. Expect some more videos from me. Probably one or two every week. But I'll start giving some more out. As always, your comments are appreciated. No matter how horrible they are, I'll just delete them. But good comments, whatever. Just stay positive. Anyways, guten Abend, and see you next time.